What's up, Red and Black Faithful? You're watching Overtime with Daily Aztec. I'm Augustine Gonzalez. And to preview the Utah State's SDSU football game, we got a little segment called 3 and Out with the Daily Aztec. And we got the Blue Bomber, Edward Lewis over here, and we got the Red Rocker, Matt McClanahan. All right, guys, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, assign one of you a point for each question, and one of you will win bragging rights, because that's what matters in life anyway, right?
It's true.
So, first down, how would Utah State, who's 1-2 in the Western Athletic Conference, stack up against the Mountain West this year?
Okay, I think Utah State, who we're playing this weekend, would stack up somewhere around the middle of the Mountain West Conference. UNLV doesn't know what a football is at this point. Colorado State is garbage, and Wyoming's playing like crap. So I'd say they're at least better than those three teams at this point.
That's fair. Colorado State is terrible. Pete Thomas from Valhalla High is a terrible quarterback right now. UNLV is terrible as well. But Wyoming is a very good football team, and to have Utah State above them is just a dumb opinion to me. Wyoming lost to Boise and Texas this season. I'm sorry, but the Aztecs play Boise and Texas, they're going to lose as well.
What happened in that first game?
They beat Southern Utah.
By 8 points.
A win is a win.
28-20.
Is a win.
Southern Utah.
When you look at their win column, do they have one win?
Do they have one win?
Yes.
Yes, they have one win.
Okay. All right, so that's all I'm saying. Now, if they don't play Boise or Texas, they're up there. I agree with you. They'd be probably lower third of the Mountain West Conference. I'd put them at 7th, just in front of Colorado State and UNLV, but they're not better than Wyoming.
Okay.
You know what? I have to like what Edward said. He basically gave you a verbal beatdown. 1 point for the Blue Bomber. So, second down. Freshman running back Roddy Hillman ran for 4 scores against New Mexico State and for over 200 yards last week against then number 25 Missouri. Is Ronnie Hillman for real?
Look, I like Ronnie Hillman as much as the next guy. I love the run Ronnie run slogan. But to me, he's Deshaun Jackson. If you don't get the big play out of Ronnie Hillman, you're not going to get a whole lot out of Ronnie Hillman. What happens if he doesn't bust out the 93-yarder? What happens if he doesn't bust out the 75-yarder? He's not going to get the yards. He's not going to get those touchdowns. I need a running back that can pump the middle for 4 yards per carry. Can Ronnie Hillman do that right now? I'm not sure. Will he be able to in the future? Probably, but I got to see more of it.
How can you compare him to Deshaun Jackson? He's a wide receiver. Ronnie Hillman.
He's a playmaker like Ronnie Hillman.
You just compared him to a wide receiver. Let's
compare him to Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson, it's probably not a fair comparison because Chris Johnson's very good.
Running back
but he breaks off 75 yarders. Last week, Chris Johnson's worth 3 fantasy points because he didn't bust off a 75-yarder for a touchdown.
Okay, well, Ronnie Hillman has 7 touchdowns on the year. He gets the ball in the end zone.
Sure.
Why is he breaking away with these 90-yard runs, these 75-yard runs? It's because he has the speed to do it, and he can make the first guy miss. This is something that San Diego State hasn't had for years. All of a sudden they have it, and look, we have a running game. San Diego State has a running game.
I completely agree, but you got to be able to get the first down yards. You got to be able to 4 yards per carry. My worry is he too much Barry Sanders without too much long runs?
I think the main concern.
What if he doesn't? Barry Sanders leads the NFL in all-time negative yardage plays. Let's say he doesn't break off half the long runs he does. Let's say that's Ronnie Hillman. Ronnie Hillman bust the middle.
I think Ronnie Hillman can be that every down back to where he's getting 3, 4, 5 yards to carry.
He might be able to, but I'm skeptical right now. I'm not ready to crown him yet. I'm not ready to crown him. Okay.
I think the main issue with Ronnie Hillman is he going to be able to survive a full season?
Right.
I mean that's if he does.
And can he sustain those long runs every game?
Well, I mean, I don't think he has to. I think he can get those 4-yard runs. I think we'll see that with Utah State.
That's what I'm waiting to see. I'm not ready to crown him yet. That's all I'm saying.
We've talked enough about this.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what? I like Ronnie Hillman. He's a home run hitter. Showed me good things last week against a very good front seven. Got to go with Matt. Trying to dodge that punch. All right, third down. The Aztecs going into this game as 9-point favorites. Is this spread fair or foul?
Matt, would you like to start?
You go ahead, Edward.
9-point favorites. To me, I think it's valid. The Aztecs are 2-1. They just came off of almost beating Missouri, the 25th ranked team in the nation, on the road. They won their first 2 games pretty handily. I believe the score was something like 80 to 20. Utah State hasn't shown me anything. I know they almost beat Oklahoma and Norman.
Utah State
but we're in
you
Qualcomm
anything.
Stadium. It's Sky Show night. There's going to be 60,000 people there. It's going to be rocking there.
You can't say it's going to be more rocking than how it was in Norman, Oklahoma in that first game where Utah State almost upset Oklahoma.
But do you think Oklahoma cares about Utah State?
In the nation.
Do you think Oklahoma cares about Utah State?
Yeah, it was the first game of the season.
No way they care.
And then Utah,
no way
it doesn't
they care.
matter. It does not matter. They went in there and played a much superior team, and they came out. They could have won that game. The next week they played Fresno State, which is also I think it's a pretty
Fresno
solid
State
team.
is not a superior team.
They're a solid team. Though.
They're about on par with the
Okay.
Aztecs or
Okay.
Utah State.
I don't think it's fair. I think that the game is going to be much closer. I would take Utah State with the points.
So you're saying Utah State wins, or do they just cover?
No. I just think they cover. I think San Diego State wins, but I think Utah State does cover. I think 9 points is way too much. I think it started off the week at 6.5, 7, 7.5, but I guess the bets have pushed that line up.
I think Utah State has only been good this season because they've been the underdog and everybody's overlooked them in every game. I don't think the Aztecs do that with Utah State this weekend.
But you have to look at the aspect of the emotional letdown. That's what I'm concerned about after that huge.
Shouldn't they have an emotional letdown? They lost to Fresno State on like a last minute type deal, right?
They lost by like 10 or 17
20 points.
But it was like in the fourth quarter, right?
It ended up being fourth quarter, but they didn't
it was
have
a tight
68-yard touchdown.
Sure, and it wasn't against Columbia. But they obviously rebounded well from losing in Norman by 7. I mean, I think that's whole overrated. I think the Aztecs will eventually cover the spread.
Okay.
You know what? I gotta like the Aztecs in this match, coming off a heartbreaking loss. I think they're gonna be more determined, and they're playing in front of a good home crowd with the KGB Sky Show. Gotta go with Edward Lewis on this one.
No way.
So the winner.
Quit.
Feels good, man.
I quit.
Feels good, man.
The winner of our first 3 and Out segment, sports editor Edward Lewis. That's all we got for you. Thanks for kicking it overtime.
Creep on in, on in, on in.